Don in London, hello. November the 17th, 2009. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My addictive substance, alcohol, my behaviour, well, it fitted in with drinking a lot. If I could cross-addict or find something else to fill the gap inside me, that feeling of loneliness, exclusion, I did, and it came out sideways, as they say, into work, relationships, you name it, a collector of people, places, things, and maybe trying to capture something to make me feel better. And the answer is these days is to let go and let life happen and see what fills the gap. And 30 years of drinking? No, more, 35 years of drinking, 35 years of working very, very hard, and 35 years of trying to fit in. I'm not really understanding that the absolute gift in recovery these days is I found some way of fitting into my own head and life, just right-sized. That's the same size as anybody else. So the absolute gift of sobriety for me is I face each day with a sober head and make life work as best I can. What's helped me along the way? Family, community and professionals to keep me alive long enough in my final days of drinking, which was 24/7, completely out of control, because I needed that help, but I didn't like it and I didn't want it and I rejected it and I was a complete mess. So what happened? Well, I woke up one day, had a moment of clarity, simply I cannot beat this addiction on my own. And that was a starting point. And I went to a professional who found a way to detox me, found a way to get me to a place of safety, well, relative safety, which I rejected as well, and went out for another go, and another go, and another go, till I was in the gutter, and hopeless, helpless, and completely bamboozled by life. I had another moment of clarity. I wanted to be locked up. So I went for a psych assessment, and the psychiatrist who assessed me on that particular day just said, after 2.5 hours of discussion and examination, "You're not mad," he said, "you're just mad as hell at what life has done to you." And he said some ways of getting sober obviously are disagreeable to some folks or to some people, and rehab was not exactly right for me. But what it did give me was the opportunity to find fellowship, and that was the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'd tried it before and rejected it because I rejected it, not that the fellowship rejected me, because it doesn't. And the gift these days is that fellowship keeps me alive, keeps me sober, keeps me relatively out of the insanity of going back for another go at drink or any other malady, cross-addiction you can possibly imagine. So I'm an absolute fan of the Fellowship of AA. I do not speak for it. It's full of unique, authentic people who can speak for themselves and choose where they share. But I do share about AA and the daily readings and literature because it helps me in my meditations about how my day can work. And I also share the AA Statement of Intent or the AA Preamble because it slows me into the moment of now. And the AA Preamble goes like this. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And it works. You know, the whole program is about 12 steps of action for the individual to change attitude and behaviour. So there are 12 steps of action on a personal level, and there are 12 traditions which hold the fellowship together. So the 12 steps, change our attitude and behaviour, offer us the opportunity to live open, honest and willing to see what life has in store for us. We don't prejudge it. If we're lucky, we just see what life is and experience life using the 12 steps, or utilising the 12 steps. And the 12 traditions are about unity, service and recovery, and how the fellowship holds itself together and stays focused on one thing. The only requirement is a desire to stop drinking and to share the message of experience, strength and hope with others. So for me, I like to use literature of AA because it does give me hope on a daily basis. And the daily reflections, this one, it covers each step each month. So January step 1 through to step 12 in December. So November is all about step 11, which is about prayer and meditation. And I had a big problem with prayer and meditation for many years because I felt it meant I had to believe in a God of your understanding. And what I've understood in AA is it's the God of our own personal understanding. So 6.5 billion people on the planet, all with an idea about what God may or may not be. And the gift is, if we live long enough, we experience what it might be to be an agnostic, an atheist, or a believer. So what we come to believe is our higher power, or God, is what we choose and understand from our life experience, what makes us tick and the world tick, and what we see and understand, and sometimes what we can't explain. So for me, I like Gandhi, or what he said. God is truth, God is love, God works through people. And I think through the centuries, when we look at and examine all the texts, it is about truth, love, and wisdom we gain from others about what it is to live to good conscience. So when I share the readings, like in Daily Reflections for today, November 17th, it says, overcoming loneliness. Almost without exception, alcoholics are tortured by loneliness. Even before our drinking got bad, people began to cut us off. Nearly all of us suffered the feeling that we didn't quite belong. That comes from As Bill Sees It, page 90. The agonies and the void that I often felt inside occur less and less frequently in my life today. I have learned to cope with solitude. It is only when I am alone and calm that I am able to communicate with God, for he cannot reach me when I am in turmoil. It is good to maintain contact with God at all times, and for me that's to say truth, love and working with people. God works through people. But it is absolutely essential that, when everything seems to go wrong, I maintain that contact through prayer and meditation. And for me, prayer and meditation is not about, what can God do for me? And it's not about, I'm special and different, so therefore, God, are you listening to me? And more often than not, it's me listening to good conscience and reflecting on the wise words of other people, which give me an understanding of where I may go next. And the gift of fellowship, well, it's all about experience, strength and hope. And I went to a newcomers meeting last night, and I heard two people share. Principally, it's a two-chair fellowship meeting of newcomers, and they reflected on their experience, strength and hope. The specifics quite different, the similarities so close when it comes to addiction and recovery that it means we get a message. And there were newcomers from a rehab unit and newcomers from just off the street, 3 hours not quite sober, to people 35 years sober. And the gift for me in all of this is I'm somewhere in the middle of all of this, and I know no better than anybody else what is going on in life today. But when I gain a bit of experience, strength and hope, how to look and be part of and be included and be able to love other people and be loved back and do something useful, life seems to work a little bit better. So my message today is very simple. It's better not to be on the outside. It's better to be on the inside. To be included, to be part of, to have fellowship and friendship in one's life, wherever it comes from. And when I finish these videos with the serenity prayer to acceptance, it's to the God of your understanding and my own. So to God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, for me, is just for today.